Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everyone of the Ape Nation, I guess. Is that how I address you guys? This is my first time. I'm new. GameStop right now just rejecting the $57 mark. So typically on this Thursday live stream, I go over the markets in general. So typically the dollar, touch on Bitcoin and gold, the Russell, the NASDAQ, the S&P, and we will. But if you saw my last video, then you guys know I bought a little bit of GameStop. And then kind of once I figured out what I think I figured out the plan was, I went in a little bit more. So there's two videos. Well, there's a video series where I bought GameStop, and I'm telling you guys how I'm selling calls to collect money, bring my average cost down, maybe exit for a lot of the bag holders, because you can take that skill and apply it across the board. Although it's not the end all be all, it won't work on crap tickers. And your opinion's your opinion on GameStop. This particular one is a unique one. But when I found out what I think Keith is doing, that's when I decided to not just have that as an example, but I bought quite a bit more. So long story short, I bought more shares. I bought call options. I had the 35s and the 40s. I bought the shares, wasn't enough. Bought 35 call options for next week, wasn't enough. And then I bought the 40s for the week after that, and they blew up today. Listen, I sold the calls, which I'm 100% regretting right now. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. I tried to get cute with it. I was trailing it. It had just hit $44. So on 100 of the shares, I put a stop at $42.35. It started to pull back. I didn't want it to get crushed because IV is actually ridiculous on this. I mean, I watched the Vega on this blow up. Everything took these contracts up and up a lot. So I went ahead and locked it in. I'm thinking, this is cool. I'll get it on the pullback. Now it pulled back. I ended up getting shares at $40.10. Could not get back in the options contracts. I don't know if I will tomorrow. I looked at it a couple times today, and I'll pull it up. It was insane. Like, if you understand what you're paying for, come on. Like, this was ridiculousness. First of all, they added the 128s. So that. Oh, hang on. Wrong week. They didn't even have the 128s earlier. So everyone right now is buying the 120. Well, I can't say everyone. There's a lot of volume and open interest going on in the 125s for the 21st. And I even looked at that. Guys, that's $500, the bid right now. If you actually just want to just market buy, $585. At the time, it was still $500 earlier, and it was a $40 stock. So what you're telling me is you're going to pay just shy of $600 for an options contract, 3 times the price of the ticker. Okay, that would be like me buying an NVIDIA contract at $3,600. A Tesla contract, a $600 Tesla contract. Nuts. Typically for something like this, you're paying next to nothing. Delta's 29. You're telling me I'm controlling 29 shares of this thing? Absolutely crazy. When I saw the order flow and everything on the 125s, I did go check them out. I was like, what? If they're $100, I'm going to grab a few. But I couldn't do it. It's insane. And right now, nothing's off the table. Nothing's off the table at all. Because I can understand the situation now because you guys, as you know, I should be the last YouTuber telling you this. Roaring Kitty has 120,000 call options, which is 12 million shares. If you watch my last video, if he just tells the market makers, pony up, I'm here to collect my shares. You want it in paper form? Should I bring a truck? How did you guys want me to pick these up? They can't. So they owe him 12 million shares. I'll put it that way. How they come up with that 12 million shares? A couple ways to go about this. It's a $20 call option, which means they owe him 12 million shares at $20. You can go to the open market and you can buy 12 million shares, sell it to Keith for $20. This is what makes shorting so risky, especially naked shorting. This essentially isn't naked shorting. It's like the reverse. It blows me away that he's getting away with this twice. Not that he's getting away with it, but it's that the market makers didn't see this coming. I'm 100% on Keith's side, unless JP Morgan's watching me. Like, I'm just kidding. Yeah, Bad kitty. Um, Ridiculous. Cannot believe this. So the trickery begins. They beat it down below 20. Nothing happens. If they get it close enough, they take a small L. They go buy some shares on the open market. So I expect the full brunt of the politicians game to be played now. Now, just in my point of view, maybe yours is different. Never met a politician I could trust. I trust greed more than I trust anything else. And right now, Roaring Kitty, if it gets to $69, will be worth $1 billion. I think that's the mark. That's just $1 billion. The people going up against him, the pockets he's hurting, they have a lot more than $1 billion. So that's the scary part of this. Now, he also did announce he's going live tomorrow on YouTube, which is going to be nuts. I'm 100% going to be there in the chat. So if you're watching me, jump in the chat. Tag me in the chat tomorrow, in his chat. Let me see. I want to see where my crew's at. So my GameStop covered call for 55 tomorrow is looking good for getting away with some profit. As of now, yeah. What I would look out for tomorrow is a move like this. Another maybe pre-market move up, but just doesn't hold it kind of move. That will be pretty drastic. I do think I just can't say it a minute. I can't even talk. I can't say this any other ways. If we gap up tomorrow, I am looking for like a gap in crap. But like I tried to get cute with the shares earlier. I sold at 42. I got back in at 40. Yeah, I saved. Technically, I added $2 a share onto it. Doesn't always work. What time on YouTube? I think 11 a.m. Maybe Eastern. I'd have to look it up. But that's essentially what caused this rally today, because you can see when he scheduled it. When he scheduled the YouTube event, it started just blasting off. Pulled back and then continued up. Where is the reload price or pullback? Let me say this. A lot of you guys are probably getting FOMO. And right now, I can tell you guys right now, if you're not in this for the movement, for the stick it to the man thing, you're gonna die on this hill and lose 100% of your call options. I would not be buying call options. Period. No ifs, ands, or buts. I wouldn't do spreads because that's theta and vega neutral, and this isn't a spreads play. For anyone that's going to ask that, if I were to jack around with this, it would be I would buy shares and my stop loss would be below $20. So if you think 30 minutes worth of red candles is enough of a dip buy for you, fine. Just know that your stop loss is going to be about 66% away from where it's at right now. Oh, it's 11 Central. 11 a.m. normal person time. I wonder if we're going to watch him become a billionaire right now. If it gets to 69 in the next 9 minutes and 40 seconds, if it jumps $10, he can officially say he's worth $1 billion. Which would actually be really cool for someone like him to take 50,000 to $1 billion. What's up, Michael Burry? Just saying. Incredible. Incredibly genius move for what's going on. Doomy says, I did FOMO last time. Besides shares from last time, I bought a 120 around 11. Now waiting. What I would say, if there's anything I can prepare anybody for, he cannot come on YouTube and just be screaming and shouting, talking about diamond hands. I think he's asking for it. I think if anything, he has to water it down and just play it super chill. And I wonder if there's going to be any kind of shock from that. When he comes on, it's like, yeah, it's GameStop. I like it. This is why I bought it. I don't know if there's going to be any hints. What I would look out for, if he comes out just super monotone, if he tells you what he values the stock at. I gave it a valuation based on these metrics at $150. Just know that will be the price everyone thinks it goes for. I bet he says he says I like the stock. Yeah, I don't think he can come out with any kind of hype or enthusiasm. So I'm curious how many people are buying now thinking that, planning for that, and when he comes out and is like, man, it kind of sounds like Powell, do they sell their position? Because for this to work out the way I think it's going to work out, everybody does need to hold. The stronger, I hate that I'm saying this, the stronger that they hold it, the higher it does go, because JP Morgan essentially needs to buy 12 million shares. You're looking at the bid and ask all day, every day. The ask is where someone will sell it. The bid is where someone wants to buy it. So if all retail just essentially just says, nah, I don't have a sell order, or put your sell order, just do a limit order, good till cancel, $250, and let that show up on the order books. That's what you would have to do to raise it, because if there was not a single seller between there, it would just gap up. That would literally just be it. Your spread would be way up at the top, and that's that. So I'm all for it. Now, again, I do have shares. I will make money on this. In fact, there's no way I don't make money on this right now. So that being said, all disclosures, you guys know all the stuff. Do your due diligence. And by due diligence, you better do a little bit deeper dive, because this one, not one I'd say for beginners to be messing around with. Can he use his options online? What if he clicks buy on a live stream? You're flirting with manipulation. I could say that. There's the reason why YouTubers like me can do what we do is because of free speech. We're not on here telling you what to do. We're not advising you to buy anything. We say it all the time. Do your own due diligence. There's a context law, but there just hasn't been that many court cases to compare it to. And right now, stocks became so popular so fast, we don't have enough to fill in that gray area of how do we approach this. And it becomes very awkward when someone goes on and says, buy, buy, buy. And it sounds a whole lot like somebody else on TV that's been saying it for a while, has open interviews of how to manipulate markets. And then you go prosecute someone for that. It's some sticky waters, even for politicians. Do you think this might affect how stocks are talked about in media? Everything about this will. So the first time this happened, you really caught, Melvin Capital. You just had him by the balls. There's no two ways about it. The second time, surprisingly enough, a little bit off guard. But people are onto this. They know what they can and can't do. They are figuring this out. It's kind of like a market crash. Now we do crash all the time. Every couple of years it seems like. But the financial crash will never happen again. The Rona thing, I don't think should ever happen again. Let's just take 2008 for example. We put a lot of laws in place to make sure that doesn't happen. So when something like this does happen, someone slips up, falls asleep at the wheel, they make sure it doesn't happen again. Someone gets fired, some new rules get put in place. We have automation coming up to a lot of this. It'll be hard to do this again. So to say, will it affect how things are talked about? Yeah, every bit of it. But that's everything that's ever changing. This one is just a little bit bigger than everything else due to his following. If he didn't have the following he has, this thing would be snuffed out. We would have never heard about it. Interns letting this happen again. First time it was with shares. And then he does it off market with options contracts. Absolutely brilliant. GameStop earnings in 5 days. Maybe that's why it's running. Yes, they're probably going to come out. Now, they did start buying up Pokemon cards. They are going to start selling singles in their stores. Obviously, that garners a valuation of at least, I know I put 125 in the thumbnail, but probably a smooth 250. I can show you the Excel document if you guys want the details. I did some math, and I put in some numbers. I'm thinking 250 a share. If you don't have a lot of brain cells, that's called sarcasm. And I forget I do need to disclose this out a lot. What an absolute rocket ride. He says perfect. Yeah, just a nice round number. Did you see the headline with that one guy saying he does not think this was all Keith Gill's money? I think his name was There's a heart emoji in the way right now. Left and had a short position. I didn't see any headlines about that. The headline where the guy saying he does not think this was all Keith Gill's money. Oh, as in he has more money? Is that what's going on? Or it wasn't all his money, someone came in and helped him buy this position. Either way, I probably wouldn't argue either bit. I don't know the guy's finances. I know he did something incredible with $50,000, made millions. According to Dumb Money, it was like $34 million or something like that. Now we're rocking with a lot more than that. Toby Keith. And I did see a headline earlier that says if it makes it to $69 with what he has, he should be worth $1 billion. So watching somebody go from his net worth to $1 billion, it's a rare occurrence. So I think it is really cool. There was a person named Left, and he said it was someone who came in to help him buy the position. Potential crypto-backed money. I don't know. And the fact that we're bringing crypto into this kind of sounds like we're going to bring in some conspiracy theorists. If you guys are in the chat today, just scroll up to the beginning. I saw on Facebook today someone said GameStop, DJT, and AMC is where it's at. NVIDIA is for government money laundering. That's about the IQ of people in the stock market right now with GameStop. If you're new or if you thought that sounded good, I'm going to tell you right now, that's a 1,000,000% wrong. The stock market is not where the government goes to launder money. But I don't know. This is getting a lot of media attention, so I would take everything with a grain of salt. One share limit order out there for $50. If it fills, it fills. That'll probably fill on its way down to 19. If you heard me just say that and thought, oh, crap, just know that's a very realistic possibility. If everyone holds, that's cool. Everyone needs to hold strong against what's probably going to be a tidal wave of, I wish I could say it, but we'll stick with the PG version, trickery that's about to happen. I wish this was just a fair world where someone can just say, good game, you really got us. If JP Morgan takes a full loss on this, you think they're hurting? You think they're going to struggle to pay the light bill? I think the lights stay on. It's going to be fine. Unfortunately, this just isn't the world. Come on, we got 11 seconds left. Where are we going to officially send this to it? And then we'll have to just switch to watching it on Robinhood. We can try and zone this out. If you guys are new to me, I'll draw some zones on here, but looks like we tried a couple times right here. Just know that if you watch my channel and you see a lot of magic yellow, they call them magic yellow boxes because the stocks just run up, hit that, and bounce. Take that with a grain of salt on this one. It just doesn't really matter when it comes to a momentum ticker or a catalyst. You'll watch earnings, just send it. So let's just check it out, that $70 level. This thing will be halted all day. Yeah. Yes. No doubt about it. Got halted once today. I did see earlier it got halted once today, and actually had quite a few people tell me this, but like, they're trying to do it again. I had to refrain myself from like, hey, please just learn the stock market so I don't have to entertain all of these conversations. They do halt stuff for a reason. That's every stock when it's up that much. Will it go over 65? How much you got? I'll tell you right now if it will. How much you buying? And why 65? Do you have like a line drawn there or something? Is there an indicator that says no to that? It's an odd number. Turn my buy button back on. Wait, what time is it? Oh, we still got 30 minutes. Let's get on with the market. Let's see where it's at. That's the thing. Do you think that they disabled the buy button again? The sell button? Okay, guys, I've gone over this a lot. Apparently, you guys miss it. You guys really should watch all my videos. I do this so you guys learn. It's not the YouTube income. But All fairness, the sell button's not going away. Period. To take the sell button away and everybody stays in their position, that's locking up liquidity regardless. They would have to literally force you out of your position, and they're the ones selling behind the scenes. That's going to – I couldn't even imagine the onslaught that would bring on. The class action lawsuits that will come out of that. There's always somebody trying to sue over a stock moving 10 cents, and it's always trying to make a class action lawsuit. That would be – I would put $1 million on the fact that that class action lawsuit is being drafted as the probably 4 or 5 minutes within that button going away. Now, taking the buy button away, what Robinhood said the first time was a real thing. They can issue that margin. After what happened the first time, if they do it again, I think things get weird. I guess it's probably not off the table. I can't imagine them doing that again. It certainly won't be Robinhood. Robinhood took a lot of crap for that. In this day and age, if you want retail money on your platform and you do that, way too many people know about it. I think that's something you don't want to have happen. So I do think they take care of this behind the scenes. You know, we go out to lunch, make some deals. I think that's how this gets played with. I think there's a lot of posturing. They put out something earlier that said this is what you should do if we shut the markets down, kind of thing. Kind of like implying that we might just shut the clearing corp down, and this is what each individual one should do. Again, I think all of that's posturing. I don't think they actually do it. But I don't think people know that or have the diamond hands they think they have. And I'm not here to fault anybody or make fun of them, especially if you're up and you just sell. Hey, I can't. I'm not diamond handing this thing. I'm gonna make a profit. I like stocks, and well, money's the name of the game, right? I wonder if this is just a pump and dump. What's a good one? It's a very slow one. Pump and dumps. The pump and dumps usually don't have this following or reason story situation. But I can go in and play market maker on a low cap stock right now and move it myself. But then you'd have to sell. And in this case, the whale is Keith. And now if he market sells, yeah, you'd watch this thing hit $16 within an hour. He just has too much, and it's just going to have a hard time getting out without it being on the backs of retail. And at that point, 100% it's going to be a lawsuit. I got my money on GameStop. Take profits before everybody with a share offering. Yeah, they've already done it once. Although if I'm the CEO, I'm probably going to hang out a little bit longer. Because right now, the CEO is out here to make money. That's it. And he's not stupid either. But if he sees what's going on and he can see the potential behind this, he'll wait a little bit longer and then he'll issue more shares. Maybe he will slowly sell shares during the live stream pump tomorrow. Here's the thing. If he comes out, and I said this in the last video, if he comes out and sells even a little, I think we're back. All right. It said there was no data there for a second, so anyway, what happened? I don't know. We should all... Let's start a GoFundMe for JP Morgan, because what Keith is doing to them is just downright unprofessional, uncalled for. This is just ridiculous. He should be sued or kicked out of the country. Let's see if my internet stays up now. Gosh, where was I going with that? Anyway, yes, if he sells at all in the midst of this, it's going to be he uses social media to create exit liquidity, and that's a pump and dump. And now there's a little bit more grounds as far as the manipulation case goes. Right now, it's not manipulation. He bought something. He posted some memes, some videos, And that's all up to context. Very hard to prove in court. And if he's doing it to hold, and he already held through with this once, if he does it again, kind of hard to call out manipulation. But if he sells even a little bit, you have the manipulation case, and you have everybody. If he even comes out tomorrow and says, "Listen, guys, I have 120,000. Let me just sell 20,000." You're gonna watch this. I bet this. If it was right now, it would gap. It just hit $64 as we're talking. It would probably gap to 44 and run to 30. I mean, that's how fast it would sell if he says he's even touching this. If he comes on that stream tomorrow and says anything other than "I'm holding, I just like the stock," I'm gonna buy more. I'm thinking about. Still 2 weeks on his options. That's running it to the bell. Yes. Now that's when. Now, on a contract, that's when the decision has to be made. So there is a deadline, and the fuse is lit. So you and JP Morgan right now they're calling in the bomb squad. They got to figure it out before this thing does blow up. I need to set up my closing order now. First in, first out. Yeah, I know a lot of people will do that. And I made fun of a lot of GameStop last time. I really did. And it's because I just kept hearing some of the dumbest stuff I've ever heard in my life. I don't care how much money you made or how much money you thought you would have made had you ever locked it in. I know a lot of people that were talking, they quit talking because their P&L was up and then their P&L was down and never actually took any profits. So I'm not here to worry about what you guys do with your money. I'm going to share what I do. That's that. He can exercise anytime. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Without that, that's the date. That's when that coupon expires. I just want to see it hit 69. Not to make any jokes, but to say he's worth $1 billion. I wonder if he would hire me for security. Just kidding, JP Morgan. I'm with you. Don't shut my stream down again. It's almost there. Yeah. Who's selling at 64? Tell these people to stop. My zone's not even till up here, so they need to chill. How much am I? I already sold earlier, and like this is, yeah, we still have for 20 minutes. Let's see. You know what sucks? I'm not good at this game. I like just trailing stuff and calling it a day. I used to have a thing in the chat, and if I told you I had a great day, it meant 15,000 or more. And I'm just shy of a great day. But it's just money. Who does this? Don't you do it? I'm not selling anything. No, I'm along for the ride. I've already made too much on this, so from the options contracts I've already sold, from everything I've already locked in, because I already bought. My first transaction was buying these shares at $28, so I already had a trade during this pump. Then when it sold off, I got back in by selling the 35 strike puts. One was $500, one was $1,500. So for this thing, if it run, it would have to run to zero for me to lose right now. Are we comparing profits now? No, because that only leads to FOMO. I don't like that game. Colton says, I don't want to be that guy. Which one are you, Colton? Sell or don't sell? What does the bomb squad at JP Morgan look like? I'll probably know tomorrow when we wake up and see where this is at. Like, oh, so that's what it is. That's what it looks like. This won't age well. Come on, we are $2 away from... Oh, Colton says personally he's buying more. But that's not advice. I am dumb. I just want to hit $69. Come on. And then we'll go over the markets because then I have to get to my my Zoom stream. They're knocking this door down at $69. I hate when I had to say I already made too much on this. Johnny says, you sound like me. Chill. I just want to say we were here for this because I want to go to the markets. I just go. Like, what's taking so long? I'm not selling when it gets there anyway. We're going to just check that box. We're going to move on to the markets right now. I wish my sold put got assigned at 19. But it was 1901. Robinhood knew it. Don't jack around. Come on. All right, let's get on to the markets right now. At 69, Roaring Kitty is officially a billionaire. No joke. That's why I was saying, like, I wanted to watch it just hit 69 so we can just say congrats, even though he'd never hear it or see it. But just know that I figured out his plan before anybody else did. Just saying. All right, did I make any more money today? All right. I am short the dollar. Surprise, surprise. That does need to break down. So full send down. I hope this weekly zone does break. Right now, next week could still be a bounce up and still ultimately holding this weekly zone. So next week I need it like comfortably down there at that yellow zone. What's the Bitcoin doing? Nothing. Still hanging out. Very range bound, very inside. So we have red line right here, insider candle. Well, so we have an explosive move up and just inside the rest of the way. Coincidentally bouncing back and forth between these yellow zones, these yellow boxes. So I'm bullish above, bearish below. Maybe we get some of his viewers. You should send your video to Jim in the DMs. To Jim Cramer. All right. That pretty much sums up today. A whole lot of nothing. I went short. I went long. Made literal pennies on both. Quite the recovery. All right, so we're outside the expected move. I would say tomorrow I would prepare for the rain it back in play and it coming down. NASDAQ looks like mostly led by NVIDIA. I know the S&P looks very similar, and I don't know why I would just take the rain it back in play. Even on this one, if the rain it back in play is obviously going to pay a lot more on this, but that just price action in general, after a move up like that, that is just hardly pulling over. That to me looks more bullish than anything. I think I would rather take the long trade, stop out below this wick, and then just get back in at this zone. If you look at the trend for Don Fron trading views, GameStop videos get 2 to 3 times the views. Well, yeah, I know. I wouldn't mind the views, but we need Keith to see it so I can say I'm on to you. I heard Kitty subscribes to one of the fake Dons. He probably does. The fake me's have more followers than me, which is upsetting. By the way, guys, I am now texting people, messaging on Facebook, TikTok, Twitter or X. I have fake me's on everything. I have now officially hit text messages. Again, I still really find it odd when the fake me message them and then they message me and say, "Is this you?" Like, I feel like that question already answered itself. But I still have to answer it like 200 times a day right now. We need those views. I will find everyone who isn't liking. The fake Don just puts in more effort. I guess that guy's killing it. All right, Russell, like we talked about yesterday, nothing's changed. Just sideways, horizontal. Yeah, fireworks are done on this one. I bet Kitty, a.k.a. Cheesesteak. Do me a huge solid, guys, right now, and hit the thumbs up button for me. Click the like, and that's it. We can do gold. What are the shiny metals doing? Bounce out of that zone. This is a yellow zone right here. I need to fill these in. If I ever get lazy, you can ask me, but just know that if there are 2 white lines, that's a zone. If it's ever in any situation blue, speed bump zone, which blue, hourly, yellow is daily or 4 hour. I would be bullish gold. I think all that did is pull over. And I say this all the time, like when stocks push up or anything pushes up, it's going to pull over or pull back. And I would say the bulls are just catching their breath. There's just a lot of things right now, and I think some people might be thinking, let's buy the shiny stuff because it's safe. Purple is weekly. Let's check out silver real quick. Silver has more of a traditional bull flag on it. So if I was doing anything silver, I would play the bull flag, so my stop would be right below this zone right here. So if you want to wait for a pullback, get a better price, I gauge my entry. My entry is now, right? And then exit. How much will I lose should that happen? Per share, per contract. And that's how I gauge how many contracts I want. Looks like GameStop's high is set at 67.50. Just couldn't make it, huh? Close. Gold is also used in electronic board manufacturer. It's not going to go out of style anytime soon. Yeah, it's also not going to be in style anytime soon. What's the saying? In like 1900, a gold bar or gold ounce would buy you a suit. It would buy you the exact same suit today in the year 2000. It just doesn't really do much. Hang on. If GameStop holds above 65 tomorrow morning, shares will be worth $325 million, and his calls with IV Explosion might be worth $699,600,000, making him a billionaire in 1 month. Deep effing value. Oh, here he is. This looks like a roaring cat. Looking to load on a good pullback. My opinion right now is if you're going to play this, I probably would just do shares. Shares will be controllable. There's a lot of this happening, in the extended hours, so pre-market extended hours. Options, you can't do that. You can delta hedge with it, but that's going to be a rough game to play with GameStop. The IV, like the Vega, is just nuts on this. So the move that needs to happen just for you to break even, it would cover that right now. It warrants it, but if you don't get your execution just right and that move doesn't happen, it's just one more thing for you to have to get over. I don't think it's worth it. So it would just be shares for sure. And buying a pullback, my question to anybody looking to buy the pullback is, what is your exit strategy? How do you get out? Don't tell me you're going to diamond hands and then ask me later when it's at $40, what should you do? Diamond hand means I'm rocking this thing to 0, right? That default stop loss that it comes with, right? Or you have a stop. So if my stop loss is going to be $40 and I'm going to buy right now, I'm risking $20 per share. So that's 5 shares if I only want to risk $100. So just do that math, and that's it. And you won't be outside of your comfortable means of trading. Would you risk $100 at a blackjack table? Then yeah, put it on this. If you wouldn't risk $10,000 at a blackjack table on one bet, then don't put that on this. Okay, put what you're comfortable losing. I think silver is 25 per tick. That would be a huge stop loss for that zone. Yeah, if you got a small account, or if you have one of those the paper accounts with all the rules, you probably couldn't trade that. All right. So you're saying I should put 10,000 on red? Maybe. I'm just kidding. Someone's gonna take that as like red GameStop. I should do it. Going to buy 10,000 shares of AMC. Oh, I forgot it. Why are people talking about AMC again? It's just meme day, huh? So I actually, what's funny is last time GameStop was blowing up, I was in AMC. Coincidentally, like the day before it happened, I had bought call options for December, which was amazing. And now I don't really care for AMC. It just doesn't have the maybe the meme movement is just driving some extra volatility, but this thing's going to get crushed. And the CEO of AMC is already playing with you guys' heads. They bought a gold miner because that was popular one time. Like that AMC, the CEO of AMC is just spitting in everyone's faces. So it wouldn't surprise me if they're issuing shares right now. I would be careful with this one. Keith doesn't have them by the balls, and no one in retail does either. So that's the one. That's just my tale of caution on that one. Right now, it's just a pump and dump. I would treat it no different than the other ones, kind of like I just explained. I imagine it's going to look just like this. The question is, where is this peak? Is it this zone, this one? Brand new all-time highs. I'm still waiting for it to go to 100,000. Anybody have any say on that? Remember that one time people said AMC was going to go to 100,000? I mean, I got made fun of for saying it wouldn't go there. And I'm just curious, is it too late? Now, is that split adjusted, or is it still 100,000? Who's got me on that one? Anyway, he says he's going to buy some shares so he hits to 625. Now, why 625? Just a pullback without a trend change? Okay, so I guess what the hourly remains intact. I don't know how I'd play it. If I were to buy this right now, my stop would be probably 385. I like the 85-cent mark. 85 cents, 45 cents, and 35 cents, depending on where that 50-cent ticker lies. So that's what my side. That'd be about $3 a share on this. Is what I would give it. And when it pops up, there's no such thing as managing a red trade. I don't know why people talk about that. You manage green trades. So as it shoots up and goes up, I'll trail it. I'll do what I can to squeeze every dollar I can out of it. But if it goes red, there's just nothing to do other than wait for it to go. So, and I wouldn't want a wick to come down and just do this nonsense and then get me out of the trade. Like this wick gets me out and then it shoots back up. That would just be incredibly annoying. So I'd rather take a smaller position, much wider stop, let the trickery happen. If it hits that stop, it's over anyway. And that's how I'd go about that one. Last but not least, someone did ask about it. Did we talk about the real ticker, NVIDIA? I will say if you're following the growth account, it's not the buy yet. We do have Palantir. We do have a sold call on Palantir that I'm thinking I might just let the shares go. I think that might just be our sign. Letting go of Palantir, buying 100 shares of NVIDIA so I can sell a call option on it each week, and then use that money to get back into Palantir. Hopefully we're still alive and we're good. It says excellent connection, but it is showing a loading screen. Is it because I picked Pelosi's ticker? Come on, we all know Pelosi's the best politician. She means nothing but the best. YouTube's not receiving enough data. This is very weird because YouTube should be receiving enough. It should be receiving right now 11,000 kilobytes per second. I think YouTube needs like 1,200. How's it looking right now? We might have to end it. Anytime I bring up a politician's position or something like that, something weird happens. But I'm looking at my signal right now, and it's amazing. And I have 2 gig download and upload. Stream is good? Okay, right now it tells me the stream is not good. Where is the buy on NVIDIA? Here, there, everywhere. I do think NVIDIA's overbought, so I'm waiting for a buy. If it could pull back down to this zone, I'd almost have to entertain it. And that's what I was getting ready to explain. As far as like the growth account goes, for anyone that wants to follow that, that's the Patreon. I post every play. I'm going to start accumulating shares regardless of whatever price we're at. I will say that. I'm just going to start grabbing a couple here and there. There will be one random buy where I finish that off at 100. But I just want the selling. I want first of all, I want a pullback, and then I want the pullback to stop. I want the red to chill out. So I want, like, if this is a bear flag, fingers crossed, it sells off again. We rein it back into a standard deviation. And if we even hesitate at that zone, that's going to be a base for me, and I'm going to have to grab some. But that's why I'm also not just going to grab 100 right off the bat. Yeah, just in case it does sell off, I can get a better average. Okay, hang on. Pledge allegiance to the data center of the United Cards of NVIDIA for the stocks in which it stands. Will Kitty crash YouTube tomorrow? Very like, yeah. That's only going to look bad for YouTube, but they can't have a popular streamer on board. It's JP Morgan messing with you. Hang on, I lost my train of thought. If there was any of that, I actually wouldn't blame Google. And that's getting into the weeds there. Cody says he will not crash it. Yeah, I think that's tinfoil hat theory. I wouldn't be worried about that. There's bigger streamers out there. I think if YouTube can handle Mr. Beast, Roaring Kitty's fine. Does Mr. Beast go live? Please don't roast me if that's a stupid question. I don't think he goes live. The real question is it copyright if I stream my live reaction to his live stream? Is that a thing? Anyway, I do have to wrap it up here. Mentorship group, don't go anywhere. You know, we're doing the next thing. On to the next one. Rachel says, ew. So I shouldn't do that? Well, Rachel said, ew. So I guess that's no. No, I should not do a live stream of his live stream and talk to him. Put our faces together. Yes, Lisa, it will be Zoom. If you guys want to ever join the Zoom link, join the Zoom conversation, I guess that's that Patreon link once again. Anyway, you guys for sure will see me Sunday. But it sounds like we'll be doing a video tomorrow, if not a live stream. So make sure you are subscribed and do the cool thing. Hit the buttons, the thumbs up, and all that. Yeah, right now we're going on to where the secrets are. We really are. This is so it's something I do with the Mentorship group Sundays and Thursdays. We do go live on Zoom. I will harass you if you do not have a webcam. Just kidding. Not everyone does, but it is cool as a mentor to see someone else's faces, so I know when I'm making them cry. It's a solid perk. Anyway, I'll see you guys all in the next one. Have a good one.